There we go. All right, let me start the timer so we don't get yelled at too much.
Already late.
Yeah, we're already late anyway, but, they can't fire us necessarily.
Don't tempt fate.
In this episode of The Full Nerd, we eat our words and tell you how great 2018 is going to be for the PC. Welcome to The Full Nerd, episode 36, recorded on December 19th, 2017. I'm Gordon Maung with Brad Charkis.
Hello.
Elena Yee.
Hey, everybody.
And as always, back in the van is Adam P. Murray.
Hey, Gordon, what's going on? I have a question. Do you like...
Not Star Wars?
Do you like peanut butter?
Yeah,
or
peanut butter's good.
Do you like honey?
Yes.
Or do you like orange marmalade?
Peanut butter.
Sure.
Yeah, to eat your words with, because I got some provisions.
I don't need it. Peanut butter is... I don't need it, but peanut butter is the way to go.
I think we have a couple of yours on this side. By the way.
I have a nice
you have to eat
tall glass of milk.
What I did, before we get too far down the hidey hole, what we did this year is we made predictions, some of them insane.
Actually, no, it was last year.
It was last year.
Yeah,
It was literally a year
last
ago.
year? Oh, literally a year ago.
December
12,
Holy
15.
smokes. A year ago, we made all our predictions for what would happen in 2017. We wrote them on pieces of paper.
And they all happened, so we can just go home. We're
We
good.
can just go home.
Yep.
So the ones we were right on, we're not going to eat. The ones we were wrong on, which I am wrong on a lot of them, I'm going to eat. And I've brought something to eat them with. I brought a Subway sandwich, so we do not get sued.
Well, if anyone needs some peanut butter, honey, or orange marmalade,
I may take you up on one of those.
I've got knives.
Yeah, and just
I'm
if you
ready.
want-
Yes.
Yeah, and if you want a little preview, I'm just gonna. I don't remember this one. I guess at one point I said PC audio will be great again. So what we're gonna do? Some of these are wobblers. I mean, clearly I recognize some I was really wrong. I have some things I'm gonna argue that I was right on for 2017. And just so you know, there have been journalism industry studies that show if a journalist is right 25% of the time, they're pretty good. So so don't hold us to that.
That's the baseball statistics we're going by?
That's about right, because I
or
would
it's
say
like
that's about
journalist
right.
statistics we're going by.
It's worse for analysts and lawyers. So,
Is it really?
well, and industry pundits. So, like there are people behind us. So,
Also, real quick, Michael Weiss on YouTube says that he suggests washing it down with Jack Daniels. It would make our predictions
I was thinking
even more
about bringing a
interesting.
beer, but I didn't want
No.
to get yelled at by the boss.
well, the problem with that is I think the problem is last year we were everybody's like, oh, I don't know, like I don't want to make a questionable prediction and then have to atone for it later. If we were all drunk, then we'd have like, next year you're gonna see a 32-core CPU for $30.
Mark
Two
my
officers,
words.
just two drinks, just two beers. Just two. That's why they call it a deuce.
All right. Well, let's get into eating our
All right.
our things. I gotta point out, Brad made an awesome spreadsheet of all the things that we predicted and how it played out. So I think Brad can definitely help us out.
Who's gonna go
go
first?
through that?
Administrative skills for the win.
Yes.
Oh wait, maybe I should go first.
We should probably rotate so
Hayden.
nobody has to eat so much at once.
Well, because I'm gonna put them on my sandwich.
Yeah. Let me
Let's
open
start
up
with Hayden.
these.
Okay,
Hayden's
Hayden.
not here.
Yeah, but Hayden's not here. I'm not gonna eat
Well,
his.
I mean, there's
So
nothing to eat.
What was
There's
he
nothing
right?
to eat
Yeah.
because he said that Star Citizen will not come out in 2017.
But they swore it would.
They swore it would.
He staked his word on it on November 29th of last year.
See, Hayden is scary. He's like a Terminator of getting things right. I don't know if you ever look on YouTube, go to his keyboard, mechanical keyboard thing. Awesome. Hayden knows. He knows this stuff.
He does. He does.
Yeah. He's a games journalist,
all right,
which
well,
is different than us.
that was an
Tech
easy
journalists
one.
are always wrong.
That was an easy one.
Yeah. All right.
Also, you know what? First, before all this, I'm going to make a prediction first off.
Oh boy!
And say,
wait! I got to get the pen. I got to get the pen and the paper
for next year?
Yeah.
yes,
there you go.
for next year. This is my, sorry, I got to throw it out here.
Wait, hold
We're
on.
going out of order.
Can you cut to this? Oh, the camera's on me.
Yeah.
I like how we went to a smaller
Yes.
piece at some point
These were too
because we
big.
realized how big the other ones were.
You can
All right.
write it if it'll fit on half, and then we can just cut it in half.
Yeah.
Are you already planning ahead for next year?
Well, just thinking. I mean, we
All
were
right.
probably too ambitious.
Okay. all right.
Actually, when you first started writing, you used a whole sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it
I
keeps
really
you
thought
shrinking.
I really thought I was going to be more right.
Okay, Adam.
Here's
we're
my
ready.
prediction.
We're ready.
In this episode, Eleni Yee will not make any major predictions for 2018.
Oh no!
Ooh.
You just gotta.
I can't write that down. That has nothing to do with the PC.
Yeah, that's not really.
Because if you look at over all the stuff that you made last year, come on, you barely made any predictions, and they were all super easy.
I
Super
know
easy.
because I have a delicate stomach. I keep telling you guys this.
Yeah.
You don't believe me.
She was complaining this morning. Oh, my stomach's hurting.
I actually do have a stomach ache already right now.
It's fiber. It'll help with your stomach problems.
That's
It's
not
just
really what's
fiber.
causing the stomach problems, Adam.
All right.
But I believe it's a HIPAA violation for me to talk about this on air.
Do we want to do Brad first? Because this is interesting. Where's
Let's
the
do
one? Oh, right. So I'll read it off. Brad, AMD CPU market share won't increase by more than 10 to 19% year-on-year increase. No official numbers.
Well, 10%, but it was at 19 when we did the show last year.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
is that
how-
what it was?
Yeah,
That's
that's
what it
how
was.
we were able
That's what it was.
to market. Yeah.
Wow, AMD
Okay.
had 19% of desktop. That's pretty good.
It was a listener that had chimed in on that, so I don't think we ever corroborated it.
It's tricky though, because I was doing the research before we started. There's no official market share numbers out there that I could find from analysts, from anybody that's
Yeah.
publicly available. At
Too
least.
early.
So in September, Mind Factory, which is a major Germany enthusiast retailer, they said, hey, that since Ryzen come out, AMD Ryzen has accounted for 56% of their CPU sales in August, overtaking Intel for the first time, which is a huge gain. But if you go to the CPU benchmark crowdsource site that has hundreds of thousands of benchmarks, between fourth quarter of last year to now, AMD's market share has only changed from 17% to 21%.
That
So
sounds
it's
about right.
conflicting signs.
Okay. Well, and
So-
yeah.
How do they draw those numbers though? Like, how do they acquire them?
They benchmark. People go in there and
Yeah,
test
when
their
you go
systems.
in-
So it's kind of a self-selecting sort of thing then.
It's
Right.
all
Yep.
crowdsourced, yeah.
I just don't know who would run CPU benchmark. I would think, hey, did you look at Steam statistics?
I did not look at Steam.
Okay, let's look at Steam hardware, because to me that is
Do they
gold
do
standard
CPU?
of gamers. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Steam.
But how many people are actually gaming on Ryzen though?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm going to
I
guess the vast
Because
majority.
I was just looking at some pretty amazing Reddit posts of people who are building like full machines for the purpose of using all those cores, not gaming.
Okay. Huh. So,
Also, Ruru2 was saying, yeah, we should check the Steam hardware.
okay.
We're doing it.
This can't be right. This.
my gut tells me I'm right that it didn't increase it by 10%, but it's just very hard to prove. So
Okay,
this
this-
year I left off market share percentages.
You could just take a corner of it, just like a tiny, tiny
Greenbits
tidbit.
Greenbits says that AMD's sitting at 8.34%.
Yep. So the crazy thing is, look, the numbers in July, I don't understand this. This makes no sense. In July, authentic AMD processors, of course, that includes Phenom and FX and all those things, 19.25% in July. It basically started to drop. And by November, and this cannot be right. By November,
10% down?
it's down to 8.29%. Steam
Weird.
survey, right?
Yeah, but
Steam survey is kind of garbage.
That's
so here's the other
crazy.
thing too, though. Like, I wonder how many of these things we've looked at actually take into account the crazy sales that we saw during Black Friday for Ryzen parts. Because I'm sure there were a lot of people who snatched up those parts when they were that cheap. So it's kind of hard to tell like how much it's going to fluctuate.
I think and my gut tells me that I'm right, but I think since we can't prove it as a compromise, how about I eat half a piece of paper?
I mean, I would say
I would say no.
you're right.
I would say Brad is
I would
right.
say you're right. Also, Ruru2 says there's no way that they could have jumped 10%. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's impossible. I think. Yeah, if they jumped 10%, AMD stock would be like Nvidia stock right now. So
Well, so on the flip side of that, AMD did not drop 10%. Like I was predicting that Ryzen was going to be the final nail in the
Ain't that
coffin.
bad.
So
Yes.
that was
you were just trolling there, Adam.
I was wrong.
Wait.
Wait.
I think to go along with that, you're gonna have to eat this one that says Ryzen will
that
be
is it,
a
yeah.
failure.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll know. Yeah, Ryzen was not a failure. Ryzen was awesome. It even, my next build will probably be a Ryzen build. So let me grab that paper.
And just so people know, I'm also looking at, because I kind of wonder if that is Steam not identifying Ryzen correctly, but their survey of the only increase has been in quad core adoption. So in July, 52% of people on Steam ran quad cores. By November, that was 73%.
Ran quad core?
When did Coffee Lake come out again?
Coffee Lake was so late; it's not even on here. But I kind of wonder if they're just misidentifying Ryzen there, because that would explain if for some reason they're rating the CPU ID wrong, and there's just no way that AMD dropped 10 points off with the Ryzen launch for gamers. There's just no way. I think they must not be reading the string right. So
Steam sale, it's kind of garbage anyway. I mean, it so randomly selects when it's going to scan your hardware. I mean, I've never had to ask me on all the Ryzen test systems I've done. I've never had to ask me, can I scan your system?
Really?
Huh.
So, yeah.
I feel like it asks me like every once in a while. Yeah. But here we go. First up, I'm going to have some peanut butter
my gosh.
with my paper.
You're going to go now?
Yeah. I'm
eat them as they go.
Already?
Yep.
That is a gigantic
right.
glob
Yeah.
of peanut butter.
I don't want to taste the paper, so
Oh
I'm
my
going to kind of roll it up. And here we go. Ryzen was a success, actually.
We should eat a whole damn sheet of paper for that one, because that was just like that was wrong.
Well,
He's gonna be like a
the
dog.
ex-
He's gonna lick the
it's
top of
very
his mouth.
dry. Very dry.
Yeah, I'm definitely dunking mine in some water.
I was thinking honey was a good choice and peanut butter was questionable.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna. Don't worry, I have plenty more paper to eat, so I'm gonna switch
Really?
it around. Yeah.
All right. Do we want to do another Brad one, or
Oh.
I think we should go.
We should go to me.
We should jump around.
all right? Oh, we already did. Yeah, he was wrong here. So.
Yeah, Adam already.
Yep.
Adam already did his. So I think it's down to you now.
All right. Okay. Who wants to do it? Should I read it, or who wants to
Do it,
to
Gordon.
read because it's not fair if I read my own.
This is the one. 10 core CPUs for $700 to $800.
Need some.
Threadripper 1920X retails at $800
$800 for 12 cores.
and even 1950X. Oh wait, no. So those are your notes. Okay.
No,
Sorry.
these are Brad's.
These are
Fine.
Brad's notes after the statement. The statement was just 10 core CPUs for $700 to $800. Period.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
And is that true?
Very true.
Oh, very true.
12 cores for $800. Never mind 10 cores.
That was a safe bet. That was a safe bet.
Yep. So Gordon is safe.
Gordon is safe. He doesn't have to eat it.
He also, just to keep going with the pricing thing, he also predicted that 8-core Ryzen would not cost $300. That was the rumor at the time, but it would cost $500 to $600. And this one I think is kind of on the edge again, because the 1800X indeed cost $500, but the Ryzen 7 1700 only cost $330.
I would say he's wrong, because I mean that's the rumor said, hey, 8 core for 300. You know, it ended up being an 8 core for 330, or one of them was 330.
Well, I don't know. Look at that. Brad's right here. Ryzen 7 will not cost $300. Will cost $560. Yeah.
So you know what? We should put it to the chat. Chat, do you guys think that Gordon is right or wrong in saying last year that Ryzen will cost $500?
To me, that's a half favor.
Ryzen 7 8-core will not cost $300. It will cost $500 to $600. And I said that way before. I think, oh my God, this is before any of its stuff launched, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had no
Wow.
idea
Long
there was going to
before.
be more than one.
Sometimes I think like, oh man, were we just like making stuff
At that time, I think we thought it was just going to be one
Yep.
8-core chip. And it turned out that both Gordon and the internet were right.
I thought that, the Threadripper one, that's crazy. How did I get that? I was like just making stuff up at that point.
I think it was a little bit of like wishful thinking. I think that was when you were in like your euphoria phase where you're like, I'm just going to start throwing out predictions.
Well,
he was very grounded. He was very grounded.
What the truth is at AMD, they're like, oh my God, if Gordon eats all this crap, he's going to die. We got to cut the price.
Well,
but we'll lose millions.
You have
Just cut the price.
You have
the
at least
holidays.
one person on YouTube saying you're half right. Brad says you're half right. We got another person saying half right. So why don't you just eat half the paper?
All right,
Load it up in your Subway sandwich.
The
Is that what
other
you're calling
half
it?
here are among the correct ones.
Yeah.
This
we got
Subway
another
sandwich
vote
costs
for
$9,
50%.
and the Subway artisan followed apparently corporate policy and only put like 6 slices of turkey on here.
What?
There's nothing on here.
Well,
That's gonna
soon there's going to be fiber.
That's going to be
I'll
awfully
get more out of my
dry.
paper than I will out of my Subway sandwich. Eat fresh.
That's funny. Also, while you're setting that up, Rapid Oblivion, he says, "What up, guys? It's the first time he can see the stream live because his
Cool.
All
boss,
right, welcome.
but his boss sent him home early because he's sick. So get well. We're gonna get sick soon enough after all this paper."
Look at this. I can barely find the meat on here.
Ruru2 says that this video is sponsored by Suboir.
Subois.
There's a great video series.
So are you putting them all on your sandwich and eating it at the end, or what are you going to do? Take a bite at the
I can
time?
take a bite now because I didn't have breakfast.
Oh, he's hungry.
Now.
He is so excited.
Okay.
As I was going through and compiling the right and wrong tallies for the spreadsheet, I sent Gordon a message. Hey man, don't eat breakfast before you come in.
He did.
And Brad told me that I could eat breakfast.
Oh, how is it, Gordon? Suboir with paper.
You really can't tell.
Well, that's good because I could definitely tell the one I ate. So. Oh yeah. All right.
Elena also made a chip prediction.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
She predicted that
I remember
with the
this one.
price war coming from Ryzen, Intel's 7700K would wind up selling normally, not as part of a sale, walk in and buy it normally, for $250 to $275.
And the
That was
verdict?
so wrong.
Oh, wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it hit a sale price of that, but didn't hit a street price, a normal street price of that.
Well, but wait. So I actually uploaded. Of course, unfortunately, you can't see this internet, especially if you're just listening. But look, I looked up a 7700K on Camel, which is a lovely site, if you know.
I just love the name.
Yeah. If you're an Amazon shopper, you got to go there. If you've never heard of it, check it out. But look, it's trended from January, started at 350. It really is. I would say generally we're right in the 290 range.
Well, but that's still above 275. So.
Oh, come on. That's pretty close.
Hey, don't worry. Let's.
Gordon is trying to actually save my stomach.
Not really. I thought I made that prediction.
Well, listen. Do you want orange marmalade? Do you want super chunky Skippy or
I
honey?
think she's half right.
No, I think she's fully wrong.
She's not right at all.
So I am going to basically take a chocolate square and wrap this around the chocolate square.
Ooh,
but I'm
that's
gonna
a good one.
I'm gonna have to dunk it in my tea so I can wrap it. So
Wow, 70s. Yeah, that is okay. The 250.
Now that we're actually eating these, that paper that y'all used is so big.
The 250 is the tough part.
Yeah, because originally it was full sheet size, and then we started cutting it smaller and smaller. So
I'm gonna have to eat mine over the course of the show.
And we are doing this because mostly because, a lot of people like to make predictions, so we thought there'd be some penalty to it.
yeah, we got to eat
some
our
eat
We'll all
words.
have to eat a Subway sandwich.
Also, real quick, Peter Jansen from he says he's from Europe, and this is his first time live. So welcome,
right.
Peter.
Hey, Pete.
Yeah, for getting our last episode of the year in.
I feel like we're on a Twitch stream. You have a little pop-up thing. Ba-ding.
Oh my god, the ink is running. The ink is running.
Oh no! Hurry, put it in your mouth. And yum, bonk, bonk, bonk.
Oh, that is so disgusting.
It's not bad.
That's because you have yours like mashed in that Subway
Yeah, I knew it because I knew I got a lot
All right.
wrong. I got a lot wrong this year.
All right, let's read one for Brad.
When you look at
Brad,
all
the only
things,
person who hasn't ate paper yet,
Yeah,
gotta say.
yeah.
Oh my God.
We got to get him to eat some
I got a
paper.
napkin.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Suboir.
Are we gonna do a Brad one?
Yeah, let's keep going. What else? Anything else chip related? I guess we can go.
There is.
Yeah. What is
for
it?
me.
Okay. What is it? I should bring it up. I don't
Oh
even
yeah,
have it in
this
front of
is
me.
you were really wrong on this one. I'm
You
gonna
were
bring it
really
up
right.
Oh,
because
yes.
my sources.
I
told
know
me
what this
so.
one is.
Intel CPU with Radeon GPU not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
He said there's no way. He said
No way.
they're not going to give the secret sauce. And
I
they gave
spent
the
like
secret
5
sauce.
minutes talking about how much it's not going to happen.
You know what's crazy about this? It's like when you look back, because people are like, oh man, there ain't no way this is gonna happen, and then we look back now and it's actually something that has happened. It's just like, how did I ever think that was? It just amazes me that because I understand
wrong?
it, but no, not how wrong, but it's just like because it's been one hell of a year. 2017
Yeah.
has been a crazy year.
Yeah,
So
it has.
All right. So we didn't plan ahead. So I didn't buy any like edible paper, or we didn't send it to me. So I just have a sheet of lined paper that I'm going to rip pieces off and eat as I get
Well,
wrong.
I mean, we're eating lined
So.
paper as well, so yeah, we're in the same boat. All right, he's gonna eat it. Are you gonna cover it with anything, or are you just gonna eat it straight?
I am just going to eat it.
All right, and
That's tough.
oh my god,
it's a little rough.
Yeah, a little rough.
Okay, this
Gordon totally got that right. It's like tobacco, just chew it.
and I got it. It is crazy. I got it. Although I got to say, I was half. That is one of my predictions. We'll scroll down and take a look at that one. I said Intel will adopt. I'm half right, half wrong. Intel will announce it will adopt Radeon GCN and ditch in-house iGPUs, but not in 2017. Oh wait, I said but not in 2017. And
Do you
only
think they're
single
going to
part.
totally ditch in-house GPUs and totally embrace Radeon, though?
Clearly. So what people need to understand is from what we've read on the internet that it is apparently KB Lake G is still, just a KB Lake part. We're using EMIB to put a Radeon part on there. So they will keep. I think I saw a write up on Anon where they still keep the IGP on there. So it's basically a massive shrinking of the package right now. So I don't know. Am I right or am I wrong?
I would give you the benefit of the doubt on that one.
The ditching of the iGPU is interesting because it made a lot of sense. This all goes back to Kyle Bennett at Hard OCP, and he said, "Oh yeah, my sources say they're basically gonna dump IGP and move to Radeon, get a license," and that clearly was not right. But they have clearly adopted Radeon GCN on there. So I don't know.
That was rough. That was rough paper.
Half right, half wrong.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like it's half. I would say like quarter wrong. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say pass on that one. You don't got to eat that, is my opinion.
I mean,
All
he's
right. Okay,
got
I'll
a
go,
whole
Brad.
Sauboir sandwich to
Subway.
fill. So.
Subway.
Subois.
You have plenty of paper in your future, so we might as well
You
save your
do.
stomach.
All
for
right,
an
let's
extra one.
let's move it on. And real quick, we got some more people tuning in live for the first time. Hans this is from Europe. We got
international.
Quartz from Italy, living in Germany. We also have Enzo from Kuwait, the first time live.
Cool.
So
Cool.
This is awesome.
yeah, that's
Hello.
awesome. Thanks, guys. And people are already making their predictions for next year. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
let's.
we
I
should
want to hear
should
people's
pound
predictions
through
too.
here.
Well,
I've
are we
got
going to
mine right
finish
here.
this first, or are
Yeah,
we
yeah,
going
yeah.
to
Oh,
move
yeah,
on, or are we
yeah,
going to just
definitely.
like sprinkle it in?
Or whose turn? I think it's my turn, right?
I
We're
don't.
already all done the chip news.
Wait,
Let's move on
wait.
to GPUs.
Yeah, let's
We
go.
got to go to Adam. It's his turn now, right?
All right,
Yep.
sure. Yeah, let's
Is it
start
GPU one?
me with a GPU, which I think I got a couple, right? Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got my G. Well,
Yeah, he did.
yes. See, I said there was going to be a Titan X Ti, so and you're saying Titan XP is kind of that, but I mean, is it?
Yes, it
Yeah?
100% is. They just couldn't call it Titan XTI.
All right, then yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, the no paper for me on that
That's
one.
no paper for that one. That's
So-
totally right, Adam.
but
Titan
but you
XTI.
do get paper
Oh,
for your
no.
prediction that NVIDIA would make it optional to log in to GeForce Experience.
Wishful thinking.
You thought they would quietly walk that back.
Yeah, I was really hoping.
In a counter prediction, said you're dreaming. There's no way. And it didn't happen.
Yeah, Brad.
What were
Brad
you
was
thinking
right.
there? Why
Brad
would
was
you?
right. Well, because I mean, the uproar was so strong, and it was such a pain in the butt. You know, it's
At
like
the time, it was a big backlash.
yeah, and what you're still getting from it is still not that much. I think Brad, both and I, him and I, went back and listened to the old episode. You know, and it's just like people, you're having to buy the graphics card, and then you're also asking them for your personal information to be able to spam you with sales and stuff like that. Like, it's double dipping in a lot of ways. So I thought they'd roll it back, but they didn't. So do you have a paper for me?
Actually, I don't.
Elena can write it.
Yeah, do you mind writing it?
I can do that.
Oh, thank
Small
goodness,
sheet?
on one of the smaller sheets.
You can cut that in half.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I got asked though, Brad, do you log into GFE?
Yes.
And Adam, do you log into
Yes, I
GeForce
do.
Experience?
Yes.
Gordon, yes.
Elena?
I mean, yeah, you have to.
You don't
I
have
don't
to,
log
but-
into Radeon settings, not because I don't use it, but because I don't have to.
But I'm just saying it is a lesson in the backlash of the internet.
Yeah.
Everybody got angry. Everybody said, I never go out and get Radeon. And then, of course,
or
it's
less
still at
than-
80% and
But-
everybody's running it.
But that said, the second part of my prediction, which I also got right, is that I said after that backlash, NVIDIA would not lock game-ready drivers to GeForce Experience, which is something they said they were going to do. They said they're going to make it so game-ready drivers only come through to enthusiasts who've signed up for GFE. After the backlash, that went away.
Right.
You can still download them right from NVIDIA's site today.
Yeah, and that's
Thank goodness.
And I gotta say, there's a lot of goodness in GeForce Experience that's worth taking. I've never actually really gotten any spam that I know of related to it either. So I'm just saying it's not that bad. And I on my kid's computer, even my computer, you get lazy. You're like, yeah, I'll just use GeForce Experience to do the optimization a lot of the times. So
It's just the principle of it, though.
yeah, but
Well, while I'm going to do honey on this one. Luckily, it's so small. It's so it's nice. And while I'm doing that, we have somebody first time from Nigeria, Femi.
Wow, this is awesome.
Welcome,
Cool.
Femi. I'm going to toast this piece of paper. NVIDIA did not walk back GeForce Experience requiring an email. Here, I'm just going to go full. Oh, actually, the honey helped. It's not good honey. It's not like good raw honey, but okay, that makes it better. But still, it's paper.
all right, should we do my GPU stuff?
Yes,
Sure.
Let's do it.
We don't have.
You still have more Sabwar sandwich to go.
I think.
He has quite a bit more sandwich to go.
So what? Yeah, what did you predict on GPU?
Oh wait, so this is the integrated one.
Oh, GTX 1080 Ti at CES.
Yeah.
Gordon,
That didn't happen.
that did not happen. Gordon, you're gonna have to write down a new one on that one.
But let me think. When did 1080 Ti come out?
Like May?
No, it was like
5
April.
months.
It was like
that
April, I
5
think.
months later. It was
So
May.
you're not. There's no argument there. Sorry, buddy.
Not close enough.
Well, that's not my fault. That's AMD's fault for not introducing it.
Yeah, they were waiting for May, and then eventually they said, we can't even wait anymore. Have a GTX 1080 Ti.
Okay, I know we got the Radeon one. Should we also include? Well, okay, and that's not fair.
No,
we
you need more
another
paper.
one.
You need more
There's a little
paper.
tiny piece here. I
We're
also
gonna do the
predicted
Hey.
3-way and 4-way SLI will come back. It did not. It did not. In fact, it's gotten worse.
That definitely did not happen.
AMD took
sorry.
it away even.
Yep.
Really? Oh.
Yep.
Well, it's okay. I wasn't paying attention because everyone just runs single card anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm
not
sad.
everyone.
I'm sorry. I'm just sad by
Everyone I know.
I mean, to be fair, most people I know who are doing a multi-GPU setup are stop at 2.
All right. So yeah, why don't you? Oh, it looked like you were gonna cut your Sabwar sandwich.
When you
for a
go
second.
in and they
I
go
feel
like,
like you're
"Do you
doing
want
that thing they
peppers?"
do at like dim sum where you're like, I'll take that plate. And they're like, okay, I'll just cut into
Is
the
there any
pieces
other-
for you now.
Damn, I still got a bunch of VR ones that are way wrong. Oh right. Okay. Let me. All right. I'm gonna.
Man,
yeah.
Gordon.
So this is for the
FreeSync.
3 and 4 way.
FreeSync. No, I already cut. That was 2 pieces of paper.
NVIDIA will support FreeSync.
I love Brad's note. LOL. Nope.
I mean, you were, yeah,
Aw.
yeah. Especially Brad was like, "No way," and Gordon was like, "Yeah,
They're going to at one point.
yeah, they're totally going to."
Oh,
Hey, you
man.
know what? You could just double down and write it for next year.
No,
But then you got to double the piece of paper, double the size if you
I
double
guess
down.
it was just wishful thinking that.
Man, I think
This looks hilarious.
I'm gonna hold it up so we can.
my
people
God,
get a-
Gordon, you may want to spread that to the other half of the sandwich too.
No, because I got like 4 more. Look at this. This is my. See that?
Yeah, that's the Gordon special. If you walk in,
Wait,
into
I
Sarboir,
gotta take a picture of this.
yeah. Well, he's not done. Don't worry,
Oh,
he's
I
not
know,
done.
but I
Yeah.
want to get a picture of this half of the sandwich.
If it's a secret menu item, if you walk into Sarboir and ask for the Gordon special, they will take your receipt.
Because I'm hungry, I'll eat it.
Yeah, and then cut it up and sprinkle it all over your sandwich.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. All right.
Elena was a little bit more successful.
Just
said-
barely.
People will like AMD software more in 2017.
Yeah.
Perception
Also,
of bad
also
software
a
will start to turn
softball.
around.
Also a softball. I'm
Look.
sighing at you. I'm.
Just because I pick winning
God.
things doesn't mean I'm boring.
She was playing smart, man.
No,
See,
but
we were all
seriously.
getting caught up into just shrieking wild things as the show went on. Elena played it cool. She played it smart.
I have a
I'm
stomach
jealous
to
now
think
that I
of.
see this list.
Oh, but seriously though, I'm actually a little surprised I won this just because I feel like they only won it in terms of public opinion because NVIDIA refused to walk back the login thing. If that had not stayed the course, I would not be here gleefully avoiding more paper.
Well, and on
they've been-
YouTube, Greenbits and Leslie are saying, yeah, they think the drivers are great. So they're
Yeah,
agreeing
they
with you.
are. I mean, they had a couple, at least one hiccup this year though. But,
They both did.
yeah,
But AMD Radeon software, the new UI they use,
yeah, it's
they're
much
putting
better.
out day one drivers all the time. It's real good.
I think Gordon's just munching away. Sarboir. Yeah. All right. Any other GPU related ones?
Yeah,
I'm looking over the list.
I had some.
Okay. Yeah. Let's look at Brad. He will not lock. Yep. Vega won't launch until at least June or later.
Yup,
Yep. Got it.
nailed it.
NVIDIA will not show off Volta details within a month of Vega's launch.
And even though we don't have consumer Volta yet, NVIDIA actually showed off Volta GPU itself in May, more than a month before Vega even launched.
Yep.
So I consider that a win.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
open-
consider it.
They're like, yeah, we have this. It's badass. Here it is. You know, if we had competition, we'd release it.
And to go off the drivers, we already talked about that. Yeah, the day one drivers will both kick ass. And yeah, day one drivers have been nice and rock solid. So no more paper for Brad on the GPU side.
Are we counting DX12 stuff as part of GPU or a part of gaming?
We could do that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
That showed up in the trends section last year.
Did you guys just talk about the DX12 stuff? I couldn't hear you.
Not yet.
Not yet.
all over the paper eating.
Shouldn't that be there? Should we talk about the?
Sure. So I said that DirectX 12 is a pain to use and thus far hasn't resulted in much performance gains. And I said no, there will be no AAA games that ship only in DirectX 12 with DX11 not available. And this one's on the fence again. It's true aside from Microsoft's Xbox Play Anywhere games, which they poured over from the Xbox, which uses DirectX 12 and requires the Windows Store. So I bow to y'all's wisdom about that. There are no big third-party games that have DirectX 12.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember you saying third party. I think you remember you saying no AAA games. So I'm gonna say you're wrong on this one.
However, arguably, how many people are actually playing Windows Store games?
I am. Forza Horizon is awesome.
Forza Horizon is great.
Yeah, but I gotta say I agree. because I was very, bullish on DX12. I thought it would really kind of change things up on the PC. I knew it would take a while, but 2017, I would say mostly disappointing for DX12.
Yeah.
So
there were actually like far, far fewer new Vulkan and DirectX 12 games this year than there were last year. So, big disappointment.
Yeah, I would. Frankly, I would give Brad a pass because I think he was right.
I'll take a half. How's that?
No, yeah, let's do a half.
Do we roll up the other one too by the time DX12?
No, we haven't said the.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so
that's a good segue.
Elena, you want to read the next one?
Sure. By the time DX12 matters, NVIDIA GPUs will include dedicated async hardware.
And
I get a pass because DirectX 12 doesn't matter.
Yep. No, it counts. It counts. So you're good.
If you ask me, Brad gets a pass on this one. That is just perfect.
Oh yeah. No, it's.
I'll take my
DX12
half.
does not.
I'll take my half. I mean, you're sitting over here eating Forest.
Come on, Forza does not count. I'm sorry.
Gears of War.
That doesn't count.
I wasn't
Quantum
even
Break.
thinking about Microsoft pushing its own games when I made that prediction.
I wouldn't
It's
either. I wouldn't include it. I don't. If you ask me, I don't.
He
think,
said no AAA games, and there was a handful of AAA games.
I thought this notebook paper
But are they
would
DX12
have been
only?
much easier to chew.
Are they DX12 only?
Yes. AAA games, DX12 only. Yes.
They really would not run a DX11 card.
No.
Well, I mean, I guess.
To stick with some more hardware, there's a great one for Gordon.
Oh boy.
Yeah. About what PC audio will be great again, with AMD and NVIDIA pushing positional audio. Unfortunately, no.
Sound Blaster AE, they came out with a new sound card. When the hell's the last time somebody
put out a sound card?
Right, AE5, a sound card? That's like somebody launching like a gigabit Ethernet card. It just doesn't.
Well,
Listen, as much as I want PC audio to be great again, it's nothing really happened this year to change it. Sorry.
That card is great.
That card is awesome.
see, the problem is that you like
It's got
me, you backed
LEDs.
yourself into a corner by quantifying it. Like if you left it open and just said PC audio will be great again and stopped there,
Well, that's what he said.
We
Yeah.
know because we could have stopped there and just argued in favor of the fact that we have a new card. But he added
But
the
we're
whole
always
like.
gonna have a
But he
card.
had like the whole like AMD and
Positional
NVIDIA
audio.
pushing like positional audio. and-
Even
I don't
even
think
with the
that really-
with the generic statement, it's still. I mean, it came out with a card, but it didn't really move any needles.
I'm going to say half.
No,
That's-
no,
Look,
you're gonna eat
you
the
guys
whole
are
damn
against.
thing.
Brad is with me.
No,
I say half.
you're
No,
gonna
I'm
eat
not
the
with you.
whole
I'm
damn
not with
thing.
you at all.
Eat the
That's a great
whole-
card, but I think in general, PC audio is in the same state it was in 2016.
Not a single thing has changed.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually do agree.
The people who love it still love it. The people who don't still don't.
I just had to argue my case. I do agree though, because
I want it to be.
the disappointing thing is, after AMD did their tech demo with the audio on their GPU, we haven't seen developers really embrace anything. I really was hoping that Microsoft would resurrect Direct Sound 3D, or we'd have something just to be to really truly sort of like make PC audio as great as it was
Brad just like no.
7 years ago.
No, that
But
is so. I'm looking at him cut up the paper. You guys use such big
I
pieces
agree.
of paper.
We've changed that
Yeah.
for this year. We
I
may even
agree
go
with you,
smaller.
Brad. I do agree with you, because I do think, it's been a disappointing year. It just,
Well, and also Brad pointed out that on the show last year when we were talking about the subject that he was going to see a new headset that kind of did it at the hardware level. I actually was able to get a demo of it at GDC, and I mean it's a great thing that's going on. I don't remember the name of the headset, Brad. Maybe you do, but like it hasn't pushed the needle.
yeah, okay. I'll admit I'm wrong.
So, well, and also the chat saying that you're wrong. So,
People have spoken.
The people have said their piece.
all right, what else we got?
We have a
there.
whole lot of VR predictions.
Yes. I mean, hey, you know what? This time last year, VR was still pretty hot. It had just come out that year, and
Oh, that's why. I'm like, what's all this VR talk stuff?
Yeah, because consumer versions released last year, and it was still very much.
We had the backpacks.
Yeah.
That were kind of a trend.
Speaking of backpacks, Gordon said where Backpack VR will come out and be successful in 2017, and people will prefer it to traditional VR PCs.
I have a HP VR backpack.
Sorry, I'm just looking at Brad's notes.
He's already getting the paper ready.
Yeah. They did come out, yes, but did people prefer them? No.
Wait. No, we gotta do it the way Brad wrote it, which was they came out but flopped.
We saw some. Not only did we see some cool stuff, especially Hayden and I saw some cool stuff. I think it was Alienware at E3 last year had a cool backpack. We even had a Hardcore Hardware episode where Gordon built his own backpack. You should go check out the episode. That's awesome. But yeah.
I've used Zotac backpack.
Oh, okay.
I have a backpack PC, and it's actually, I have a Vive set up here at home. It's actually way preferable because you never trip over the wires.
No, it's great.
But the problem is VR itself hasn't taken off the way pundits were expecting it to. And I think that's part of the reason why. Because, I mean, you got to be a hardcore VR enthusiast in order to buy a backpack PC to play VR.
Yeah.
And there just aren't enough people using it, I don't think.
Well, and I think, we should cover this sometime in 2018 and maybe even have a friend of the show, Will Smith, on again, to say, hey, because, I mean, he left Tested to go all in on VR, and, it's not where a lot of people thought it would be, so.
Well,
we should follow up.
I will say everybody's kind of like, VR downer, but it's not gonna dry up and blow away like
no, not at all.
So
I mean,
it's
still selling, especially with the Oculus, the huge discounts. I mean, it's still selling. It's just not,
I did wonder though, with the sales being as steep as they were, if that's some kind of indication of them needing to increase their user base because it's just not being taken up by people.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. On that same VR note, I said either Vive or Rift will show a purely wireless VR, but it won't come out. Actually, Hayden and I saw what was it, Y-Gig? Is that what it was called? At E3, and Hayden was pretty impressed. It was early technology. The brick was like super big on his head, but the technology was there, pure wireless.
And it didn't launch. It's not launching, right?
It is not. Nope, it has not launched. But the indication they gave us at E3 was 2018. So
Well, okay, but here this segues to mine. Oh, consumer HoloLens demo in 2017.
Actually, first you said we will see a consumer HoloLens in 2017, and then everyone was like, "What?" And you're like, "Okay, we will see a consumer HoloLens demo in 2017."
Well, I gotta say though, I mean,
so you even walked it back, and you're still wrong.
But I said that before Microsoft announced the whatever the hell it is. Wasn't it?
Nope.
Mixed reality was her first.
Nope, because we even there's actually even a prediction on here about that stuff. So
I would like to point out that Elena picked the opposite prediction.
Yeah,
she said
she did.
There would be nothing about HoloLens that consumers would care about.
She really just So the sun is going to come up tomorrow.
Just still right.
Grab a piece of paper and just in big bold words say HoloLens. There we go. Perfect. You're already on it.
I wrote that. I knew that was going to go nowhere. That's part of that. We were just like at the end, like I'm gonna hold my beer. I'm going to make some more predictions.
He's like, I don't need Metamucil. I got this.
So, when we were talking about that subject, Brad said that it wasn't going to be Oculus that came to Scorpio. It was going to be Windows 10 headsets. Now, I don't think there's...
I couched that in the I even said in the conversation, I don't think it'll necessarily be in 2017.
Yeah. No, it doesn't... You don't need to eat anything, but, and you can still even carry that into 18. But, if VR comes to the Xbox One X, it'll be Windows 10.
I would like to carry that over because I still 100% believe that prediction. I think because the rumors are saying Oculus Rift will be the Microsoft VR headset. Nope, it's going to be all those Windows 10 headsets.
Yeah, that makes sense. What was any other VR ones? I can't really find any. Of course, Elena did not say anything about VR because she didn't say much of anything.
She said HoloLens.
Oh yeah,
I don't really like VR, so I can't say I'm a big proponent of it.
All right. Well, then, yeah, we have a couple stragglers here.
All right.
Let's, well, Elena, what is that? She said that 4-pound gaming laptops will surpass big beefy ones in popularity. And wow, people like smaller laptops rather than bigger ones. Great. You're right.
That one's hard to quantify, but Max Q came out this year and rocked.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
Listening back, it was pretty crazy because, I mean, we didn't know about Max Q, but I was just like, wow, she totally predicted the Max Q future. I mean, not really, but, like...
honestly, I know you're giving me crap because it's fun. But to be honest, at the time that I made this prediction, I was going off of one laptop that we had seen and a trend of the 4-pounders being more of like ultrabooks.
Yeah.
So for me to say that was, for me, a tiny bit of a risk for me.
Yeah.
me.
But it was, I mean, Max Q has changed the playing field for sure on all this. So,
And also-
no paper for Elena on this one.
Just the push for gaming capable thin laptops is the hotness right now.
Yeah.
And
it's great for us.
Although I will say,
as
I
consumers.
think this one is a
Amazing.
wobbler. I got to say this is a wobbler because you say it's in popularity, but I bet if you went to Amazon and you looked at all the sales of all the gaming grade
That's
laptops,
true.
I bet 80 to 90% of them are 7-pound laptops, big, thick, ugly ones.
Oh, so Gordon wants you
Just
to eat
no,
paper.
I'm just saying in pure numbers. I do think the actual truth is
Well, now I'm trying to
sales
think.
sell-through.
Yeah,
She said popularity, which is not the same as sell-through. And sell-through, cheaper laptops sell better.
True.
Cheaper laptops are all
Sure.
inherently thicker.
That's true.
But I will say the push is on hardcore from everybody for thin, gaming capable laptops. I didn't know this, but a vendor told me recently that apparently NVIDIA doesn't want to support MXM anymore. So I haven't verified it with them. I don't know if it's true or just a rumor he had heard or she had heard, but I just want to say, wow, really? Because if there's no MXM, that sort of means, and this kind of goes back to what I've heard all year round from laptop vendors is NVIDIA and Jensen personally has this thing to make gaming laptops as thin as possible. So that's kind of the push with this, and this is an NVIDIA driven thing. AMD, also is, still coming on with laptops, but I do think the same thing. They think the future is about thin gaming laptops, not these,
Right.
10-pound monsters anymore.
But as you point out, people are always going to be buying the big ones because those are going to end up being the cheap
Cheapest.
ones.
So, yeah.
It's the same thing as that Acer $350 laptop we keep mentioning because it's got really great specs for its price. And people are going to buy that because they see the price tag and it does what they want and they don't care about having to lug around the extra weight.
So I do think you're right. Popularity, because you didn't say necessarily sell-through.
Sales, yeah.
If you were to say sell-through,
You know
I would
what?
say no way.
You know what? Maybe she'll say it for this year. We'll see. Yeah.
Or maybe
2018.
I won't because that gets me.
She'll just say people will buy gaming laptops this year. Yes, that's true.
Also, to finish up Elena's, she said SSD prices won't budge or go down. And unfortunately...
I hate being right on this.
Yeah.
That's
hate
pretty
it.
good. That is really good.
Yeah, especially because, Gordon, you were like, come on. No, it's totally going to go down. Yeah.
Well, no, actually, I got to say, Optane came out instead of at 1,200, it came out at 500 or 600. So prices went down.
He's right. Wow.
Okay, I agree. That is
Yeah.
that is one hell of a prediction there.
It
is just
It was
crazy.
just painful, though.
Yeah, that was a risky one.
Yeah, that one's risky.
So
Because you don't know.
painful.
You just don't know. It's a commodity market.
Yeah.
I had one final hardware one.
Yeah.
Oh,
what
Brad.
was it?
People in the audience were asking, so I went on the record with the prediction that we won't get 144 hertz 4K panels in the first half of 2017. And as it turns out, they were actually announced at CES last year in the first half of 2017, G-Sync HDR panels. They look amazing, but they were actually supposed to come out over the summer and got delayed, and they're still not out. They're supposed to come out sometime in the next first quarter. So
Well,
I think I'm right on that one.
Wait a minute. I see one under your. You are right. Brad is completely right in that. I would not have predicted that because I saw the thing at CES.
And it's great. I saw it too.
It's still, and it's still like, well, where is it?
Yeah. No, it was great. It was awesome. Yeah.
Brad was completely right.
Very right. So that was the last one from all of us. I
No.
think. Oh, well,
we missed one here. Verizon will not buy Yahoo.
Yeah.
Brad. You put this on the
Yeah.
list yourself.
No, I
Yeah.
actually put it on.
Oh,
there,
you put
but-
that on there?
Yeah, he did say it.
Did he really say
Well, because
that?
also I said Yahoo will be hacked a third time, and then
No.
Brad said Verizon will not buy Yahoo.
Yahoo Mail is so secure now, you can't even log into your own email. Nope.
Only Yahoo knows the password.
So I guess I get the last paper of the day. Huh?
There we go. Also, actually, we had one from the chat. Raphael, I didn't grab his full name, but he said that there would be a dual GPU coming out in 2017. So, Raphael, if you're watching, I think you're going to have to eat some paper. Yeah.
There was a Radeon Pro dual GPU,
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
but that's not
Then-
consumer, so I'm just
yeah,
trying to stand
okay.
up for
You're right.
Raphael.
Yeah,
Raphael,
yeah.
if you're watching, I got your back, man.
That's true. I mean, that's a wobbler. That's a true wobbler.
All right. Well, look at all that paper on Gordon's sandwich. That's
I have pictures.
yeah, good. So it looks like final tally. Brad got 2 wrong. I got 2 wrong. Gordon got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wrong.
Wait, whoa.
And Elena got 1 wrong.
You can't just look at right, wrong. How many predictions?
Well, actually, Brad. I mean, I think Brad actually.
Brad actually made quite a few predictions.
Yeah, I would say Brad made the most.
and he did.
I
he
got
did
into the
pretty
spirit.
Yeah,
I made 9.
yeah. Gordon made 2nd. I made 3rd, and Elena made 4th.
good. I squeaked
Oh.
by.
Yeah.
This
Actually,
paper is.
We just had to
gross.
make some. We had to make bold predictions. You have to make bold predictions.
well, speaking of bold predictions,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have at least 6 right here.
nice.
Wait,
Yeah.
next
Why
year.
don't we switch it over? Boom, boom, boom.
Wait. Earlier, didn't
What?
I
Oh,
say
hold
that
up.
the standard for journalists to be correct on things about 25%? And I think I got about 25% of my predictions right.
Sure.
Gold star.
Yeah. Good job. All right, then let's move on to predictions for
Watch him eat
2018.
that paper
Oh my
with
gosh.
it sticking out of his mouth.
It's just falling out.
Oh man.
All right.
Okay.
Also,
All right.
it's usually a radio faux pas to eat on while we're recording, but
Is it really?
it's just too funny. It's just
Yeah.
too funny. Yeah, because you
Yeah,
just
stuff
hear
in your
mouth sounds. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
2018. I'm going to talk anyway with a full mouth.
There you go. Perfect. 2018. We actually have a bunch from the chat already, but I'm going to start compiling those. So if you made a prediction earlier in the episode, please maybe repost it so I don't have to scrub back all the way through. But yeah.
Do we want to do like last year and start with like CPU, then GPU, and then leftovers?
Sure, why not? I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Let's do it then. Brad, why don't you kick us off? Winner of the 2017
Okay.
predictions.
So my prediction is the new 8th gen core chips next year. They're going to include 10 nanometer Intel Cannon Lake chips. I predict that we will not see widespread adoption of Intel's 10 nanometer process on the desktop in 2018
Wait. They already launched 8th gen. We're talking about 9th gen?
or 9th gen. Yeah.
Okay. I'm so
Yeah, 9th
confused
gen.
now with
They
Intel.
Intel mixes it up because they have like 3 different ones in the 8th gen, but one of them is 10 nanometer parts.
Oh, okay. You're
I
talking
don't
about
think
those.
that's going to transfer
got it.
over to the desktop. We will not see 10 nanometer in mass production
In
on
2018?
desktops
All
from
right.
Intel.
Do you want to write that down, Elena?
I will try to fit that all on this tiny piece of paper.
Just 10
No
nanometer.
10 nanometer.
No 10 nanometer in 2018 or whatever. Obviously, it's 2018.
They've been trying to do this for
And
years.
then Brad's name.
KB Lake and now Coffee Lake. Those were originally supposed to be 10 nanometer already. So
All right.
I think they're still going to be pushed back another year. I don't think they're going to make it
You mean on desktop?
on desktop because I think they will come to laptops, thin and power efficient and whatnot.
Yeah.
You have support on the YouTube chat with Jacob Flores. He says, yeah, just like Haswell. So
Boom. Our first one.
nice.
Okay.
TikTok is good and dead.
All right. I'm going to go opposite. I'm just going to mention this because I think it's the complete opposite.
Whoa, boy.
I think we will see 10 nanometer Cannon Lake next year.
Why don't you write on the back, Elena? That Gordon says.
Oh, I see. No,
Yeah,
we'll
so
write a
you
separate piece
share.
of paper.
Gordon,
No, because
Gordon can
Well, no,
write his own.
because only one of them's going to lose.
All right.
So only one of them will eat it.
all right. So 10 nanometer. I think we're going to see 10 nanometer from Intel. It definitely will be laptops. It's going to be late in the year, but I think we are also going to see it in servers. So not necessarily desktops. And then, you know, the way Intel sort of does stuff is like, hey, we got a 9700K part at the end of the year. So I think we will finally see it because 14 nanometers has been there forever. Intel's got to have it right at this point.
I wouldn't be surprised if they announce a 9700K available in OEM systems only in this one configuration in December, which is why I said I don't think we'll see widespread mass production on the desktops. I agree with you. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on laptops and servers.
Right. I mean, people have to realize Intel, the land they want to defend is notebooks, servers. Desktops are always up for grabs, so it doesn't really. I don't think they care too much about it. Pretty small part of the pie. So I think it will still happen though. I think we will see a 9700K next year in well, whatever it's going to be in a 10 core.
I thought that pick was going to be more controversial than it apparently was.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I was dropping the mic coming out the box.
No, I like it. I like it.
Go ahead.
We have somebody in the chat. Kyer Howard has a 2018 prediction. Ryzen refresh performs better than any naysayers were expecting and has clock speeds hovering around 4.5 to 4.6 gigahertz max. Brings performance on par with Coffee Lake. What do you guys think of that one?
I was actually going to make a similar prediction because, you know, clearly the rumors that we've seen, there were some leaks of
The high clocks?
of Zen 2, Zen Plus, whatever. And I think they were saying kind of crazy 5 gigahertz. I think
get your prediction out, and then we'll talk about them both.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think we're going to see Zen. Well, see these are so easy now. All right, Zen 2.
Now that you've eaten a whole sandwich of them.
There's no mystery to Ryzen anymore.
Yeah, there's no mystery to Ryzen, but I got.
You mean to Zen?
so Zen 2 / Plus. We're gonna see.
Are you going to say exact clocks or what?
I think it's gonna. It will. I do agree. I think it'll be a high clock part. I think it'll have the base clock will be, you know, in the low 4s with turbo bins up to 4 or 5 plus. I think it'll be actually.
Put a number on it.
I'm gonna put 4 base and 4 or 5. It'll be like Coffee Lake in clock speeds. I still think. I don't know if they can really improve on their IPCs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But I still think it's it's going to be a pretty high clock part because I really do think, Ryzen Zen came out. It was a pretty rough product. Still amazing for what it is, but clearly if they just sort of address what everybody wanted to fix, it'd be a kick-ass part. Still, I mean, it's kick-ass plus, right? So we're going to see Zen Plus rather than Zen 2, I think probably.
Do you think
Early
it'll?
part.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be
I think they've
better
already
for
said
gaming?
Yeah. No, really? So it's not even a prediction then.
No.
All right, 4 to 4.5
Do you think it'll be better for gaming?
over Coffee Lake.
No, over. Well, yeah, no, over for Zen.
Yeah, definitely.
They'll make a concerted effort to say, hey, this, we want gaming to be better.
Yeah, because they can address a lot of their issues by just pushing clocks up higher. So, and then like the per core overclocking will improve. The per core overclocking should improve. So there's a lot to be gained still in the Zen architecture, I think. So
I don't think that it'll match Coffee Lake clock for clock because of the IPC difference. But also keep in mind that Coffee Lake tops out at 6 cores, whereas Ryzen still has 8 cores, so it still has that advantage in the high end.
this year,
Yeah.
Coffee Lake today.
Well,
So-
we're not going to see 10 nanometer in the desktop next year anyway, so it's going to be.
So
So speaking of, are you going to?
No, I was just going to say that
Elena?
this one might be Elena's wheelhouse. Anthony Williams on YouTube saying GPUs and RAM prices will be worse in 2018.
Oh, can we hold that for just a
okay,
second? Because
okay.
I actually want to say something. I want to make my prediction for Ryzen. So I'm admittedly going to this completely cold, and I should have done some research. But I think that everything we just talked about in terms of clock speeds and all that is not as exciting. The thing that I've been thinking about is pricing. And I've been trying to decide if AMD is going to stick to their current MSRPs and just give better performance, or if they're going to still try to undercut as much as they can. and I'm really on the fence. So I got to figure out like what my prediction's going to be.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because you get to see how much they can drop prices on Ryzen already.
Right, but I don't think they can afford to do that indefinitely. I think that my guess about that was shock value on purpose to get people to adopt the platform. To basically get people to say, okay, yeah, I've been on the fence. Now I'm just going to go ahead and go for it so that AMD could get that adoption. They can take that to developers and say like, hey, we have these people using this. Like you need to start optimizing for it. But I don't know if they can afford to do that indefinitely.
I think that the way they build chips is what makes them more able to do that, the way that they like glue it all together, to use Intel's term. So I wouldn't be surprised if they can go lower and keep it that way.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting thought. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, I was just trying. I gotta think. All right, come back to me on this. I'll come up with my prediction.
See, I have a bunch of predictions, but a lot of them are just very easy to. I like 12-core Threadripper in 2018 for $600. That's easy, right? That's just.
Yeah.
It's not even a prediction. That's just like, see, that's why
we didn't know what Threadripper was going to be priced at the time.
I know, but we got pretty damn.
Yeah,
close.
I would say most of our predictions were for things that like we just didn't know.
I still thought you were nuts. I still thought 8-core Ryzen was going to be 750. So
Yeah.
It's just I was going to predict Kaby Lake G fast 1050 Ti performance. That's too easy.
Ooh. Write that down. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's not too easy.
Yeah, no, let's write that one. I like that one.
Wait, which one? Sorry, I'm still using the pen. So I'm going on record. Zen 2 MSRP is going to be, let's say, I'm going to play it safe, 10% less than current.
Oh, so prices will drop.
Yeah.
Wow,
Nice.
damn. I mean, if that's true, that'll be good for everybody.
So you're saying like but the MSRPs are already not reasonable.
Like the Ryzen 7 1900X will be $450
For
instead of
something,
$500.
yeah. Just enough to get people to say like, oh, I'm getting more performance for a little bit less, but not so much where it's just like whoosh and they don't have any wiggle room anymore. Playing it safe.
I like it. That is a good prediction, Elena. I like it. And then, Gordon's got his to write down.
All right, I'm going to add to that. 12-core, after hearing Elena's theory. Because look.
This is how Gordon, next year
Hold
he's
my
going
beer.
to have chew sandwiches. He's like, hold on, I got a one-upper.
No, but really, I think AMD's game plan is because, look, I think Zen really surprised Intel. I think it came up, clocked them. Intel wasn't ready. Intel, is a competitive company. They got tons of fabs. This next year, clearly this year, they were not in a position to really fight back. Next year, Intel will be fighting back, definitely on servers, definitely on notebooks, but even as well, they're also going to fight on desktops as well, right? So I think the prices the only thing Intel can really do is give you more cores at a lower price. Unless Zen 2, they magically amaze us with Zen 2 and better IPC. AMD's probably best response with the Zen Plus architecture, microarchitecture, is to come out and say, look, we're going to give you more cores at a lower price. Our clocks are already approved because they're Zen Plus. We're going to give you. So I will say.
So like you're saying like 1900X is going to be a 10-core CPU for $450.
Yeah, I mean, that's to me.
Like, I feel like that's what you're going with.
No, because I already have a 12-core Threadripper at $600. I think what's going to happen next year is we will see 8-core Zen Plus at the $220, that Core i5 range.
Ooh.
Right?
That is a bold statement.
All right. So how do I say?
Write that one down.
Zen Plus.
He must love paper.
8-core.
He's got a taste for it.
Yeah, it's actually worked the opposite. We thought we'd make less bold predictions because we don't like the taste of it. Now he's like, I actually like that.
I mean, think about it. This is what has worked. I got to say this. It is part of the formula that has gotten AMD to where Zen where it is today.
I mean,
if they come out and they said, "Hey, we're going to come out with Zen 8 cores for $600," people would have been, oh. But it just got crazy and I do think by the numbers will get better for next year.
7 digest forms over here.
I have a Threadripper prediction.
Nice.
It's kind of safe too, but I think that it will scale up past 16 cores next year. I think they'll
Ooh.
introduce 24 or 32 or whatever to be able to clearly take that lead from
32.
Intel.
Dang.
Nice.
What a world we
That'd be
would live
great.
in.
I can see that. That's
Do you want to
totally,
put prices on them? Price predictions
No,
on them?
I do not want to.
But you're saying 24 core,
I mean,
24 core TR next year.
Threadripper.
Right.
Yes, I think it will go way past 16, at least 20 core.
For the moral victory.
Wait. I already wrote 24 and 32 on here. What am I actually putting?
stick with it. 32.
That works.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
But
We're talking about
it's going to go
cores.
past 16 cores is what I meant by that.
All right. Yeah.
But 24 and
I
32
can see
sound
that.
right.
I can see that. And I kind of want to write off that and do a price prediction, Brad, if you
Oh,
don't
boy.
want to do a price.
Oh boy.
Because what's let me look it up. What's the 12 core MSRP
On what?
Threadripper?
$800.
Oh, wait, is it already 600? That wasn't much of a prediction, was it? Could you get 12 at 600 already this year?
Are we talking about the 1920X?
Yeah.
Are we talking about sale price or are we talking about MSRP?
Well, MSRPs. I mean, the MSRPs got unrealistic there at the end because they were definitely on sale all the time. It felt like so. Was it 600? Is that an it doesn't matter.
Oh, during Black Friday, if we're talking about Micro Center prices, I think that one dropped to like $550.
Christ. Okay.
Let me check.
Doesn't matter.
So the 12 core. What'd you say? 12 core is at 600.
Yeah, but that's totally already there.
Yeah. And Brad, you're saying they'll come out with a 16, 20, 24, 32,
Yeah, more than 16, more than what they have
more
now.
than 16. So, what's the price of 16? Sorry.
They're about 800 right now.
800. Okay. Then I think 20 will be at 1,000. 24 will be at 1,250. 32 at 1,600.
Oh, am I supposed to be? Is someone writing this down? Because I didn't.
1,600 for 32 cores.
We
You
can
think
go
that's
back.
going to happen? Dang.
I changed my 12 core prediction to 8 core, 16 core for 16.
You'll be able to get an 8 core for $500.
16 core, $600 next year in
Oh,
2018.
I was wrong. The Micro Center deal was $500.
Oh, whoa. Whoa.
Micro Center, man.
for
How do
12
they
core?
stay in
A 12 core
business?
Threadripper.
Oh.
Micro Center is just wow. Like, it's a good thing I don't live near one, to be honest.
You know what Micro Center needs is they need a bus, but it should just be like,
And, like the buses to like they take you to Reno or Vegas.
well, either they could truck nerds out to the stores, or they could just like drive like a movable, like a pop up store. Like it'd be an 18-wheeler. They'd drive up, and the thing would pop up, and it'd be like, yeah, in store prices.
Oh man. All right. So what was your prediction? It was 1,000, 1,250. What?
And, yeah. Oh, no, because I was saying, what was it? 20, 24, 32? Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 1,000. 1,000 for the 20,
Yeah, and you said 1,600 for the
32,
32.
and 1,250 for the. Actually, you know what? I'll do 1,500 for the 32.
Okay.
you
So 1K, the 20 core,
24 core is
20,
1,250.
1,250, and then
32 core 1,500.
Still eating paper.
I should have got some sandwich left.
cores. Okay, and then this is Threadripper, and that is APM. Cool.
Boom.
I don't think you can even read my writing. We'll figure it out next year.
So do we have any more
CPU.
CPU predictions or about through?
I was gonna. Well, I mean, it's not even.
You want to make a prediction about the next code name?
I think. Well, I mean, it's not even a prediction. We're gonna see 6-core laptops from Intel, 8-core from AMD, 2018. That's not even. That's like the sun's gonna rise.
They have an
But what
8-core
do you
Ryzen laptop out now.
What do you
Asus
think it'll-
laptop.
Yeah, but it's not mobile.
So, what do you think it'll do to like the pricing, like what you expect out of each tier? I feel like that's what's going to change.
I don't think it's going to increase pricing. I think it's going to be mind share. I think prices will probably stay similar.
I think the prices will. I think the price tiers will always be what they are. But I'm just wondering if now in like the 350 to 500 range, we're going to start to expect to see something better than just your A6 APUs and all that kind of thing. I feel like that's what we're seeing. We're not going to see the prices shift per se. You're just going to be able to get more for your money at a certain price.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. We've already seen that now because you're getting
Right.
quad 6-core i5s, with hyper-threading. It's nuts. I don't know. Probably, I can't see that getting more. You're already getting 6-core i5. Could AMD push into Ultrabooks and get?
Can you imagine getting a 6-core $350 laptop though? I mean, like, come on.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't think
next
it's
year.
going to happen. Quad makes sense. Get i3 with quad cores.
Right, but I'm talking about the AMD side of things.
Oh, and AMD, yeah. I think it's quite possible. Yeah, and they'd be pretty competitive. So yeah, I think the issue is getting AMD into laptops that people like.
Right. Well, so far, all the AMD laptops we've seen have been mid-tier. They're actually
Right.
starting with the more affordable ones. So I'm actually wondering if that's what they're targeting to try to get that market share.
Yeah, and I think so. And also, it's again, I think we talked about this previously. It's tough for consumers to walk in and go, "Oh, I'm going to buy a $1,200 laptop
Right.
with the AMD CPU."
All right, you know what? I think I can handle at least one wrong prediction. So I'm going to say 6-core AMD laptop in the 350 to 500 range next year.
Whoa.
Oof.
That's doable. Okay, I can see that.
I don't
I'm
think
not
it's
going to
gonna
take
happen.
it, but
I don't think
I
it's
would
going to
like that
happen
on
either.
paper.
But the paper's smaller this year.
Nice.
I'd be happy with that in a
Ruru2,
$750 laptop.
yeah, Ruru2 saying 6-core AMD laptop will be 800.
Oh, I'm more in line with him.
aren't they? They're already there, though, aren't those? They're already there. Oh wait, no, they're quads. But yeah, boy, yeah, that one's a tough one. You're gonna be eating that one next year.
I'll say, okay.
No, you said it. You committed. I'm just
I'm
kidding.
going to put 500.
All right, 500.
500 range.
Yeah, that's pretty bold. Quad afford.
We should take all this paper next year and bake a cake. Right?
Oh
Yeah.
right, we should.
I'm just saying, if i3s are quad cores now, AMD's going to have to compete somehow.
Yeah, no, I can see it. So sometimes, maybe not. Do we want to do GPUs now?
Yeah, because I know that we did have that person ask, and I was like, hold on, let's finish CPUs first.
Brad, this is your area. He obviously is going to be right, so then we can guess at what's wrong afterwards.
I went with a bold prediction this time.
Yeah. Oh,
I guess
here
I
we
got to
go.
do my Swami thing
Here we
every
go.
time. It's
And the card says,
Radeon's next-gen Navi architecture will be its equivalent to Ryzen.
"Oh,
Multi-core Infinity Fabric, using a bunch of little GPUs to make up one powerful big GPU.
And competitive with?
The range
Actually-
of NVIDIA products.
So actually competitive with NVIDIA's high end as well as low end then, probably.
Yes, using little cores tied together.
huh."
Do we? Okay.
I think that's because they at AMD things they've been talking up Infinity Fabric for everything, not just CPUs. But also, what makes me think that is that earlier this year, AMD quietly retired the Crossfire branding and just refers to it all as multi-GPU now. And I think that was setting the stage for an Infinity Fabric multi-GPU like structure for Navi.
Okay.
I like
got
it.
it. Do we? So the prediction is.
I'll let you summarize this one on the paper.
I wrote Navi is Radeon's Ryzen multi-core.
But so basically, for you to not have to eat this next year, they have to come out with Infinity Fabric multi-core, right? Or
Yes.
sort of multi-GPU, multi-core.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't think you want to include any performance predictors, right? Because
No, it's just the way it's constructed. I think that's part of the reason why they've been spending so much time putting so much money into HBM2 as well, just kind of tying it all together in baby steps.
gosh, I don't know if I have any GPU predictions.
I have another one.
Hit him. Or, sorry, hit us with them.
I think NVIDIA's Volta GPUs or Ampere or whatever GPUs they wind up releasing in 2018 will cost more than their GTX 10 series equivalents.
Why do you think that? Because they're going to keep producing the 10 series equivalents for a while alongside them, or just because they can make money?
I think because they're still selling every GPU they can get. And at this point, if they come out with Volta, it will totally womp on Vega and whatever AMD has going on. So I think NVIDIA will charge more because the GTX 10 series already, for most of the parts, had a price increase over the GTX 9 series. I think NVIDIA is looking to keep that creeping upwards.
Yeah, actually, that was going to be my prediction. Is that GPU prices, MSRP prices raise across everybody's board. So I'm right there with Brad.
All right, wait.
Lena looks thoughtful. Do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree. I just wonder how far a company like NVIDIA could actually push that before gamers just say, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to hang on to my card longer.
Oh, hell no. It was like when they said GeForce Experience, you needed to log in. I said, no. All right.
Because, to be honest, I don't think the mining thing is going to improve quickly. So between being squeezed on that end and then being squeezed on the other end, I think there's going to come a point where the gamers are just going to say, you know what, to hell with this. I'm just going to hang on to my stuff. If I'm going to upgrade, I'm just going to swap or buy a used part from someone else directly that's still affordable and in my price range. Forget this.
All right, here's my bold prediction for next year. ASICs will become, or you can do it?
No, actually, sorry. Along that line, Mad Max over on YouTube says he completely disagrees with Brad because he thinks Bitcoin will collapse and that, all that stuff will normalize.
But the miners right now aren't really mining Bitcoin. I mean, that's ship sailed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I once I heard what Brad was saying, because we, talking about prices and, all the different cryptocurrency stuff, I think ASICs, as always, as they have in the past, will take over next year. GPU prices will crumble, and so prices will come down to what we expect. So ASICs for mining GPU, and what I'm saying is it'll be a plus for us because everything will be back to normal.
Wait, how will that actually play out, do you think?
Well, I mean, a lot of the cryptocurrency now, right? It's like, it's really tough to build ASICs for them, so they're like ASIC resistant, right? So yeah, whatever. When you're looking at the value of coins today, there's so much money behind it.
Someone will figure it out.
Someone will figure it out. There will be ASICs for it, and then bam, suddenly the hot thing is to buy these custom ASICs that crank out a lot more efficiency than a GPU. So it happened last time, right? So suddenly nobody wanted them. So that's good for us.
I think there's always a new coin ready to be the new hotness.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the future.
That would suck. Anybody else? GPU related? I have one.
I do too, but I think Lena had one, didn't she?
Oh, actually, no.
Oh, no?
No? Good. Yeah, she's like, thoughtful look. I ain't no damn paper next year. Well, it might be. Why don't you go first? Okay, let me know the trick. All right.
You can go first. I've got two more. You can go first.
I'm going to say next year we will see Volta with an Intel CPU. On an
Inside
EMIB.
of it?
EMIB is, as much as people thought about this Intel and AMD love fest, it really is an Intel AMD love fest. It was really a Intel with whatever GPU we can cram onto a package, or our EMIB. Of course, that, the secret, of course, we know they were going to use HBM2, right? I think that is confirmed that there's going to be HBM2 on there. So once you get there with Volta, what's to stop Intel from saying, hey, we're going to buy a part from NVIDIA too? So it's really just EMIB is the future.
Intel
on laptops
considers NVIDIA to be its arch nemesis and would not do that. I think that's why they partnered with AMD. I think they think that NVIDIA is the big threat in data centers going forward, and they won't want to do anything to give NVIDIA any money.
Is that an official counter?
It's possible. Who knows?
I'll hard counter that. I'll take a hard prediction on the counter that.
So you're saying EMIB, no NVIDIA EMIB.
You could just say LOL nope Brad.
Ready Player
Put
One on
the
YouTube.
Paper.
Ready Player One on YouTube
Oh man,
is
I might
saying
should have cut more paper. actually going through this
NVIDIA and
quick.
Intel will never work together again. Intel trying to steal their AI business and data centers.
Yep. Well, Intel had that business first, so it's
True.
weird. They don't like each other. They haven't for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the weird thing about technology, and everybody just has such large, sprawling companies and frenemies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
My prediction is that Raja will come back to AMD, the golden child. Yes, he's going to be like, Intel, man, over there, they sucked. Coming back to AMD.
It's no fun. Gotta.
I have a Volta prediction. I think that high-end Volta will include HBM2 this time around. HBM2 will finally come to NVIDIA GPUs. And I think they wouldn't do it. I think they're happy with GDR6 or whatever it's going to be. But the Volta GPU is so big, in order to fit all that inside of a normal graphics card, they'll have to use HBM. I think it'll be for the space savings, not the memory benefits.
So we're not. Well, how high end are we talking about? If we're talking about Titan XP kind of high end, or Titan V high end, or are we talking?
Well, Titan
about...
V already has it.
Right,
I think the
so-
high-end consumer cards.
Okay, so like 1080
like
Ti.
that- Yeah, 1180 or 2080 or whatever they wind up doing, Ti, will have HBM2.
All right, so we can
Got
write.
it.
Oh, you got it.
Volta HBM2.
But 1180, because that's the thing is, he's not saying you'll be able to get a 1060, 1070 class with HBM.
Okay.
It'll be sort of that same split they did now with GDR5X plus
Yep.
whatever and
Got it.
GDR5. That's okay. I can see
So
that.
that way
happening.
they already proved with Titan V that they can load that monstrous like 5,000 CUDA core thing inside of a standard graphics card. And I think they'll do that with the TI, the high-end TI as well.
Okay, I got one. This is not even GPU related necessarily.
Do it.
Sony will announce PlayStation 5. Suck it, Xbox X One X. We got 15% more performance, and it'll use Zen cores. I'll say that. PlayStation 5 announced using Zen architecture.
Oh, yes, please, 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 please.
Wait, you
He
said
did-
Zen
he
or Zen
did-
2?
Zen.
You did fall in love with the taste of that paper, didn't you?
He really
I'm just
did.
saying, you gotta go bold. That's why I was, you gotta go bold sometimes.
That's why he's going to spend his afternoon in the bathroom.
Oh God.
If we're just going to random stuff now, I've a
are
random
we?
one.
Okay.
I've got one more GPU.
Oh, he's got. Okay, do it, Brad.
Brad, it's just
kind
like,
of.
Do it.
I think DirectX 12 and Vulkan will still continue to disappoint and not be widely adopted, and less than 20 games will include them.
Ooh, less than 20 games
Less
from
than 20
any store,
DX12 Vulkan games.
from
You mean
Microsoft
only?
Store and Steam.
Period.
Period.
On the PC.
On the PC. All right.
there's already like 20 DX games.
New
already?
ones. 20 new
oh,
ones.
okay. Well, okay, no. They'll have DX12 support, Brad. It'll be the checkbox.
Nah, I don't think so.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I
that's a
don't
good
think
one.
so.
That's a
I
good one.
disagree.
The dreams, I don't think the dream's shaping up the way we
All
all
right,
hope.
we'll see. From
Good luck reading my handwriting next year.
we have the tape to review, but look, I'm gonna say there's going to be 20 DX12 titles. There will be 20 new DX12 and Vulkan titles from by the time we do this next year. Today is December 19th.
So
1209.
Gordon's doing the counter.
I counted. I think it's just a check mark. People want to say DX12.
It's such a pain in the ass, and it doesn't give you more than half of the games that include DX12 now. It gives you worse performance.
Right. Doesn't matter though. It still like supports it, right?
And
I think
every
it's
developer you talk to say it's such a pain in the butt to implement. There were something like 15 or 16 DirectX 12 and Vulkan games in 2016, and there were between 5 and 10 this year. Like, it hit the brakes hardcore.
All right, we'll see. I'm going the opposite on that one.
Okay, you can try to fit that on a paper yourself because I was
LOL,
not
nope.
very-
Just LOL,
just-
nope on
No,
mine.
no, I'm just going to write 20 DX12.
Adam, you've been awfully conservative
Yes.
so far. Not liking the taste of the paper with
Yeah.
honey or peanut butter, I see.
Yeah.
You haven't tried the marmalade yet
I know.
either.
Yeah, actually, do you have an extra sheet of paper? I'll eat one of Gordon's for him if he's got any left over.
I'm
No, he
taking them
actually
by a
did a pretty good
suppository
job.
next year. Okay.
Whoa,
Any
whoa.
other?
Whoa, that got way personal.
All right. So AMD. Oh, we're still on GPUs. Anybody crazy GPU predictions? I'm not going to say backpacks going to take off.
Here, I'll put a crazy one on because I want it to happen. NVIDIA will release a consumer dual GPU.
Write that down quick. Write that
That's expression.
That is just like, look, I'm a huge fan of dual GPU SLI, but it's over. I admit it's over right now. It's not till
No, are you talking? You're talking about like
on one card.
On one card,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So like a Titan Z sort of thing.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
No.
Consumer.
Yeah, we'll write it down. We'll
it.
just write Adam wrong. Adam
I'll eat it.
wrong.
That's what he wrote.
It is literally what he wrote.
I like it.
Oh man.
Come on, that's just
Well, because I mean, especially with Vega coming out, like there's not really anything crazy happening next year other than just
Do we think that Intel will have a consumer GPU period next year?
from
Now that
Raja.
they kicked off the graphics thing, Raja's heading them up.
No.
Hey, I'll go for that. Intel will have a consumer-based standalone GPU in 2018.
You're gonna expand to like jams and jellies next year.
Yeah. Actually, I was trying to find Nutella, but I forgot to bring it in. Yes, put it write it down. Intel gaming-focused consumer GPU.
that would be breakneck speeds for any company to from
Well, they've been
announcing
making
to
GPUs for years.
but nothing for consumers. I mean, clearly this all goes to Raja going to Intel from AMD.
And they started a whole specific division around it. So it's not just Raja. It's
Yeah, but to spin something up and then push a part out within a year, that's unheard
too
of.
fast.
Unheard of. I think it's a
well,
2019.
they make discrete GPUs. They've been making, what's it called? Crystalwell GPUs was not bad. They've been making GPUs for a while.
Well, they're just IGP with the embedded DRAM on them.
Yep.
Intel has never successfully launched a discrete GPU.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't see that, and
That doesn't necessarily stop them, though.
it doesn't stop them. But I also don't think the focus is not on consumer. It's not on gaming. It'll be an offshoot. We'll get that as well. But I do think clearly they have an eye on data center, right? They don't want NVIDIA or AMD to eat them up if the future is about if data center is GPUs. So
Known AMD hater, Leslie says Raja will bring a new heater to Intel GPUs.
you know what? I don't understand what Intel doesn't do is why don't they include hardware to support mining in that, like dedicated hardware in Intel CPUs
They got
for mining,
oof.
right?
They
Could you
got-
imagine that?
That would suck.
You said AMD or Intel?
Intel,
Intel. Oof. They could spin something out, I would think. Yeah.
right? I mean, it's just like, hey, we could do this. Hey, yeah, this one, look, we're faster than all these other CPUs because it's dedicated hardware. And like, oh, damn. Then suddenly sort of things change and you won't be able to buy a Core i3 at Fry's for less than $600. So
You already can't buy those nice low-end Pentiums because those are the cheap things everybody buys for their mining boxes.
that is so weird, though. I mean, there can't be that many mining boxes.
Well, there's enough that you can't buy Pentiums.
Is that what they're saying the shortage is?
Yeah, 100%. That's what it's been ever since the spike began.
The cheapest. You would think they'd be running Atoms, or something like that, just even cheaper. But I guess you can't really get the board support for it there because they need all the PCIe lanes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's just crazy. Well, once ASICs come along, it'll change all this. So no more crazy things, CPUs, GPUs, anything? I already made my PS5 prediction.
Oh, are we on the other section now?
SSDs, RAM.
Oh, yeah, I want
What
to
do you
talk
think?
about those.
All right.
Do it.
So my prediction for 2018 is that we are not going to see a drop in SSD prices until at earliest very late 2018. I'm actually thinking 2019.
It's depressing.
It is depressing, but I think
I
it's
have
the
a
reality.
similar prediction
Womp womp.
for graphics card and RAM prices. So I agree with you. I think this year sucked to build. If you want to try to build like a solid $500, $600 gaming PC, it's really hard. And I think it's only going to suck worse next year.
I'm going to go against the SSD prediction. I think SSDs will see a drastic decrease in price in 2018, mostly due to QLC.
What?
Basically the quad. So the we're on whatever TLC. Now we're going to move to QLC. We're going to move to quad level, cells, and then they're just going to pack a lot more density into SSDs. Of course, that's mostly an illusion because the performance is going to be pretty mediocre. But if they can do that, then you can get, you might be able to get a 1 terabyte SSD next year for, $150.
I think demand's too high because it's not just consumer. I mean, you're going up against enterprise. You're going up against smartphones. There's a lot. Oh, you're going to do yours?
I'm going to say, yeah.
I guess you got to write Brad's too.
Oh, wait, you're going to write?
I was going to write Brad's for
right,
the GPUs.
That way it's
RAM.
legible.
It's I can't agree with you because it's the underlying flash chip prices that are the problem for SSDs and RAM. And I think that demand is going to keep it sky high through at least the middle of next year.
Yeah, but if they can greatly increase the density, so they're not having to, they can give you the same capacity costing with their materials costing less, prices could come down. I think it's a good chance. Performance won't be much better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Brad, did you say prices won't drop in 2018 or just won't drop much in 2018? I don't want to get this wrong.
Second half.
God,
At least. RAM and GPU prices won't get better in the first half of the year. I never know what's going to be happening a full year out from now. But I don't see it happening in the next 6 months.
Ruru2 saying the RAM prices will stay high till the end of 2018. E. Lopez says they see RAM prices stay high till 2019.
Yeah, I mean, everything that I've been looking at doesn't seem like it's in the forecast. I think we could see some like minor dips because it started increasing last year over the course of this year, and then we saw like a tiny bit of it leveling out towards the end of this year, but it's still inflated for SSDs. Same with RAM. So I think if there are any price fluctuations next year, it's still going to be that like tiny, like, oh, it went up by 10, it went down by 10. Like it's not going to be like anything dramatic where I was going through one of Brad's old build articles, and he's like, yeah, so one upgrade you should do right now is like RAM, because you can get, I think it was like 8 gigabytes for like $40. I was like, nope.
Those were the days.
Nope.
Yeah, but I will look. I'm just gonna make RAM prices lower by 2018. RAM. I mean, having watched the RAM industry for a long, long time, it's boom or bust with those companies. Suddenly, RAM it's like, oh, this is insane. Prices are nuts, and then suddenly, like, suddenly the bottom falls out, and then suddenly, like, the RAM is like cheaper than dirt again. So I say, I'm going to say you can get 16 gigs. What's the 16 gigs go for now? About 150?
150, 160.
I'm going to say 16 gigs, DDR4, $100. No, $79.
Oh my God,
By
Gordon.
December. Yes. By December. I love it.
Are you crazy?
That's why you have to bet big.
You couldn't even get
we should put money on these.
You couldn't even get 16 gigs for that price when prices were good.
When prices get insane, it gets like that.
Oh my God.
Well, because 100 would not be enough. Like the $79, that's a shock and all price. $100, you'd be like, oh, it's a Black Friday sale. I was like, but this is like,
oh my God. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope I'm wrong because, oh man, it's been tough trying to build your own PC and get it cheap. I was actually surprised I was still able to stay under 400 this year for the cheap Black Friday PC. But I remember last year I got a 750 gigabyte SSD, like I think it was like an MX300 Crucial. For $100, Black Friday special.
That's pretty good.
This year, oh man, you couldn't even get 500 gigs for that price. Not even close.
Oh.
It's been a great year for PCs, but a horrible year for building PCs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How's a crazy one? What does everybody think it'll cost to build a 1080p high to very high gaming rig next year, by the end of next year. Right? What does that cost today? So it's 1080p gaming box.
It's kind of like the one Brad built a couple months ago, right?
Right.
It has a more they would have a more powerful GPU. I bet you could do that for $600 or $700 today if you cut corners.
Yeah.
So $500 by next year. That's not very bold. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
I was going, that'll be
500 is still actually a pretty good price.
What price can you build a comparable Xbox One X PC for next year?
$500.
$500. You should write that. That you can build an Xbox One X comparable PC for $500.
That's your prediction?
Sure, I'll do it if Gordon doesn't want it. By from a year from Xbox One X releasing, so whatever, November 1st, whenever that released.
Okay, that's an Adam one. All right.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Look, by then, PlayStation 5 will be announced. Believe me.
You don't even know console cycles.
I don't know console cycles, but console cycles don't exist anymore. All that paper got torn up.
They're still, in the sense of when they talk about it at the time of year.
Yeah.
They're gonna announce at E3. They're gonna release in holiday. That's how they always will do it. They'll never release in the middle of the year. Never.
We are in a new world order here.
Gordon.
Things are done differently now. Sony's just going to wake up, call up NVIDIA, Intel, and AMD, get some price lists, say, okay, we can do this by then. Bam. Shell. They'll just buy some shells, some Raspberry Pi shells on like Amazon, slap that together. There you go. Brand new console. It's easy now. It's just commodity parts at this point. So.
All right. If we're throwing some more out, I think it's related because it's Razer, that the Razer Phone 2 that comes next year will have game streaming capabilities with NVIDIA hardware, so you'll be able to kind of like what's on the Shield. So, yeah, that's my prediction. So I'd be able to remotely game from your PC onto your next Razer phone.
Yeah, has anyone actually bought that phone?
Yeah, it's selling.
It's shocking to me that they did not have it in this first one.
Me too.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, it was so soon after the purchase, though. So does it count if it just gets baked into the current phone by a software update?
I would say yes.
Sure.
Okay.
I would say yes.
All right.
Yeah.
That's out.
Because, the Shield itself is already an Android system. The question is whether or not NVIDIA will let them tap into it.
Yeah.
No big, huge changes in the PC industry next year. You guys see it's going to be, gaming's all going to be about desktop.
Are we going to actually address VR for next year?
VR. Oh,
no.
Everybody was so wrong on VR.
I love how all our predictions this year are concentrating on like CPUs and then some GPU and then a little bit on the side, and everything else is like.
I'll make one. All right.
Okay. Here we go.
See, this is what you do.
That's what you do. You just keep grabbing.
Vive 2 2018.
Vive 2 2018. Shown off or released?
I don't know.
Well, that's the idea.
Released.
Released. Vive 2 released 2018. I'll piggyback off that one and say that the Santa Cruz from Oculus will not release in 2018.
Which one's that?
It's their built-in Oculus headset.
That's no tracking, right?
No, it has the inside out.
Oh.
Will not release in 2018.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think they'll get it ready by then.
While we're on this train, I'll throw in.
This is what happened last year.
Elena, get on this train.
HoloLens still won't ship.
That's a good one.
Brad already stole mine. If we're doing like low-hanging fruit, I'm going to say that phone VR is just going to stay like sad and ignored.
I wouldn't call it sad. I'd call it awesome. I still use it. And it's not being ignored. There's stuff out for it.
Yeah, if you're just streaming videos from a certain website, that's the only thing it's good.
They're going to be at CES.
No, I think phone VR is just it's gonna be in that barely above dead state that it is right now.
Phone VR,
Wrong.
What do you want to say? Dead?
No, just kind of
snore.
Yeah.
It will be where it is today. Boring. I have another one. I don't have insider knowledge. I did not have insider knowledge on this, but I'm gonna say that. Oh my God, I can't. The Shield, NVIDIA Shield TV refresh at CES. And Shield TV 2, whatever.
Okay.
I wonder.
That's 3.
3?
Shield TV
Oh, okay.
3.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are
with the new
refreshed.
Tegra X2 or whatever.
I actually do wonder if that's their plan, because I have been noticing the price on the current Shield dropping steadily. So Black Friday, I think it dropped down to like 169, 170
Yeah.
or something like that with the remote. And now, as we get closer to Christmas, it's actually dropping even lower, which I wouldn't expect normally.
Nice.
I'm seeing it for like 150 at B&H and like Best Buy through its eBay store, which is like a weird way that retailers give lower prices without harming their in-store or brick and mortar stuff. I don't know. It's weird. But
Well, also because I think whenever Nintendo decides to update the Switch, they'll have a new X2 to put in there, a better processor. So
Okay.
yeah, so I can't see Nvidia killing off the Shield. It's like a pet project of theirs. So
Console.
I do wonder if this is just heralding the clearing out stock because something new's coming down the pipeline.
So wait, there's not a prediction, right?
No, I'm just
She's agreeing with
I'm
Adam.
just,
She's
I'm just
agreeing
agreeing
with me.
with Adam, riffing off of it.
Okay, here's my prediction. Consumer Gaming Volta CES announcement.
Oof. I hope so, but it's not going to happen. Maybe
no,
the high
there's
end
no
one, like
way.
I've been saying.
There's no way.
There's no pressure on them right now.
Yeah.
Navi's coming. I've seen rumors of Navi. Is that Navi or
It's
Navi?
be.
Your Navi is
Depends of where you came from.
isn't that from
Novi.
the Blue movie? The Blue Gate, the Smurf movie?
Yeah.
I can't see that word without thinking about Ocarina of Time and then
I know.
wanting to
That's what
punch
I
a
keep
TV.
thinking too.
I think it will be a Volta.
listen.
Stop. No.
I have a prediction
Elena,
while we were talking
listen.
about VR.
All right, VR.
In 2018, Valve will finally publish another game and it'll open new doors for VR.
Like Half-Life 3
Yeah.
or
Valve
Left
will
4
deliver
Dead.
a mind-blowing VR game in
I like it.
2018.
I like it.
So
Yes,
wait, you're saying
I like it.
Half-Life 3
I did not say
no.
2018?
I said, we would have to eat a lot of
You should
paper.
just make that the title of the video. Then people, oh my God.
Yeah.
Do people even remember what Half-Life 2 is at this point, or Half-Life? It's just been so long.
I played it on my Shield a couple months ago. It was pretty good.
So
The writer of the game put out like what he wrote originally for it a decade ago or whatever,
It was
released on the
interesting.
internet this year
It was interesting.
in code.
Also, sorry, I forgot. Ruber2 helped me remind why I got on that Shield TV thing is because Nintendo is actually releasing games in China on the Shield TV. So my other prediction is that Nintendo shows up at CES with NVIDIA and Nintendo games will be on the Shield TV. That's the CES.
You want to predict that?
Yes, write it down. New Shield TV
Wow.
and Nintendo will be on it.
I
Adam,
have a hard disagree with that. I think the Chinese market's very different from Japanese and American and European markets, and that's the reason why you see it on the Shield over there.
yeah, because I mean, the console market in China is just so different because they were actually banned in China for so long that I'm not surprised that you would get like Nintendo would be willing to put its games on a different platform just to get that market share.
Hey, listen.
If it happens, I will be the happiest man ever.
Yeah.
Did you end up getting one?
I haven't, but that would definitely be the thing that
Yeah, I do
pushes
wanna get
me
one.
into the. I'm definitely getting one.
I do want to get one.
Breath of the Wild on the Nvidia Shield.
You'll be able to stream your Switch to your Android TV.
Shield console is actually a really great device.
Yeah.
It's the Cadillac of
I mean, it
Android
is,
TV devices.
but-
So
I want one. I've wanted one for a while.
Prices are dropping.
All right, we should probably wrap up at some point
Oh.
so we don't just rewrite
Let's hear the
all
reader.
this stuff.
Do
Yeah,
we
we
hear
have-
all the
yeah, we
readers?
have-
I've been calling them
Well,
out.
you can make
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
because I don't want to lose like.
So, I mean, if
predictions.
anyone has any last predictions they want to throw in the chat for me to read off, please do so now.
See, I gotta say the big ones. When you make that big risk. When you're right, you seem like
We haven't done anything with monitors, have we?
no.
Do we care?
Well, Brad last year predicted no 144 4Ks. So
I
got
think this year it's happening.
yeah.
It
I don't
is
think
happening.
it's bold to
Yeah.
predict that it'll happen
Yep.
this year.
Here we go. Ready Player One says 2018 will be the year that you guys go back on a show schedule.
Oh,
Yeah, that one's a tough one.
Oh, you're gonna eat that paper, dude.
And Ruru2 is asking, it's not really prediction, will Half-Life 3 have loot boxes?
Oh
Yes.
boy.
And
No, but you can buy hats.
and E. Lopez says will Ice Lake be released in 2018?
I don't think not on the desktop.
Yeah.
a question. Have we really seen any monitors yet with FreeSync 2?
Yes, there's already some out there. At least 3 Samsung ones, including that wild one that's 49 inches and big and long.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
I haven't really seen like widespread filtering down though. Like everything so far in like the actual affordable consumer space is still original gen.
Well, FreeSync
This
2
was-
isn't free either, right?
No, it's not. It's more like G-Sync. But this year, it was really looking at CES like this was going to be the year of HDR on TVs, on PC monitors, but it really hasn't been for the most part. And I suspect it'll be different next year because like VESA just announced the HDR spec for monitors, and they're having a big push at that at CES, I guess. So
Visa? think
I
it's
expect
Visa.
next year we'll start to see more of that stuff.
We have a bold prediction from Zaharuddin Wonka from Nigeria. He says the PC officially dies next year and smartphones take over.
Yeah, that's just trolling.
I got one last one.
All right.
I've said it before, but I'll put it on paper. I think the Volta TI card, the high-end card, will be coming out at CES.
Well, didn't you already just say that?
The 1180 Ti or 20.
Wait, doesn't that just conflict with what you said though? Because Gordon said Volta at CES consumer card, and you said no.
Well, I said except for maybe a high card.
Ah,
All right, so you say it will cost more.
It will cost more. It will cost more than the $700 that the 1080 Ti was.
So 1180 Ti.
Yep, at CES. Because those G-Sync HDR monitors got pushed back to the first quarter of 2018. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a big push for them at CES. And today's hardware can't push 144 hertz at 4K. So if they're going to be selling those monitors, they need a GPU to power it. So
And
that's
they're
my
not going to
guess.
run multi-GPU, right? So
Not if you like your money.
okay. I'm trying to think of how that squares with mine. I guess we're both right. If they announce Volta at CES, we're both right.
Well, if they announce even 2080, I'll be wrong. I think it's the high-end heavy hitter card that they're going to put out.
Yeah, I'm just saying it'll be a consumer grade card because Titan V is not $3,000.
I've got one last write-in from Hayden Dingman. He says Star
Oh.
Citizen won't come out in 2018.
got it. Hold on.
I'm just kidding. He did not write that in,
Oh,
but we
man.
should write it in. We should write it in. I bet he would stick to. You know what? Let me slack him. Let's see if he responds.
At what point do
before we're
you
done.
like? I mean, isn't this a game people are buying stuff for? I mean,
Yes.
am I?
You can buy plots of land in there for many hundreds of dollars.
Wow.
God.
When's
Wow.
this?
I just slacked him. I said, "Does Star Citizen come out in 2018?" We'll see if he responds.
He was right last time. So
He was right.
this is a lot of predictions.
Yeah, and
But
I don't really have many
The
of them.
papers are a lot smaller, so that'll be better.
I feel like
Yeah.
I cheated.
Let me look over the chat.
We're down
Oh,
to
here we go.
like 2 pieces of
Elvis
paper
says
now.
Xbox One X will be the new miner's choice.
You know, I am surprised they have not come up with mining clients for Xbox, but it is so locked down, right? It's just way too locked down. But you would think they would figure out a way to hack the firmware and let you run mining on an Xbox.
I'm surprised Microsoft doesn't let you run Linux or whatever on there. Can you imagine how many Xbox One X's they would sell if you could use it to mine GPUs while you're at work? Mine Ethereum or whatever.
But that's the classic thing is like, I know everybody goes like, oh, it must be good business for you. And this is what AMD has said over and over and over again. It's great. We're selling these, but once those people kind of like, oh, we're done, we're moving on to something new, you're left, your brand is destroyed. Nobody thinks they can buy your parts. Nobody wants your parts. It doesn't encourage you to really move forward. That, I don't think it would necessarily be good for them, except for Intel, who could really, Intel has the fab capacity to build for the world easily. So I would think Intel would include some kind of, hardware support for mining, but
Hayden has gotten back to me, and he says, not if Crytek has anything to say about it. So
really,
yes. So he's saying it's
they just
not.
sued him.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
So
for what?
Why don't you write it down?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Boy. Okay. It's getting warm in here.
It
Unless
is.
That's the paper coming back up.
Oh.
I will eat. Is there? What do we have left over? What did we get right? That's sitting in front of you guys.
Small piece. 8-core, half Zen. We got a Volta will not. That one's pretty small.
Yeah, because I do kind of want to try this orange marmalade. So I think I'm gonna come grab one.
All right. Just any one of the large pieces of paper. We've learned our lesson. They're a lot smaller this year.
10%.
This is a good one. That's a good one.
I'll do the 10%.
He's gonna do. That'll be the last thing we see.
I do think it's interesting we haven't talked about market share for next year.
Oh,
I'm not taking.
Purposefully, after going through this, I purposely stayed away from it.
Not to mention, I'm not taking that bet again.
Yeah, a lot of market share doesn't often move to it, and I gotta say that those Steam hardware numbers, I gotta look into that. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Come on the tail end of your tremendous launch of Ryzen to see them actually lose market share. They're not computing something right there. So,
all right. So this is my last paper of 2017. It's like a Christmas banquet.
I forgot one of my predictions.
Oh, you have one?
I forgot one of them. I think next year, given the prices of SSDs, RAM, and potentially GPUs, that it's actually going to be much more cost efficient to buy a pre-built PC next year than build your own.
just like this year.
Just like this year. It's going to stay the same. But I wanted to specifically call it out because I feel like this is one of the first years we've actually seen good pre-built PCs at that like $500 to $800 range, where it's not necessarily like, oh my God, it's a steal, but you know what? Like, I can get these parts for a pretty good price. I don't have to, hunt around for individual sales, and I can have what I want and just go and game and do whatever it is I need to do.
All right.
Another safe one.
Yeah, although if A6 come
safe.
along, I think if A6 come along, it's going to change all that whole thing.
Next year I may have some very serious indigestion then.
All right. Are we done
That
then?
marmalade was actually really bitter.
Really?
Well,
Yeah, marmalade is bitter.
Marmalade's not bitter,
I
is it?
thought it was sweet.
No, marmalade's bitter.
No, it's got a little bit of... Oh, it's a lot of rind in the
Yeah, it's
marmalade.
got the orange rind.
All
The
right.
paper and the bitter marmalade was, okay. That was
So next year,
not
honey.
a good combo.
We'll get you some jam.
Well,
some
actually,
honey.
so yeah, I just got I stopped by the corner store and just got this real cheap honey. I want to get a nice, raw honey next time. I think
Orange
out of
blossom.
these three, honey was definitely the way to go for paper.
to know
If you
for
ever
next
need to
year.
eat paper, honey's the way to go. Ugh.
Yeah.
We have quite a few predictions down.
I
Ooh.
thought we were going to scale it back after eating the paper
Nope.
from our
See,
failures
but
of
this
last
exact
year.
the
But
same thing that happened
Well,
last
I
year.
mean, to be fair, we also made the paper smaller, so it's a little less risky now to make a lot of predictions.
Oh, and Road Wish says I should do it next time with Marmite. Isn't that something you get over in the UK? Isn't that a
I
UK
think
thing?
so.
Also, real quick, one last question. E. Lopez says, will Apple dump Intel for its own CPUs next year?
No way. I think that's crazy. That's just crazy talk.
I think it will happen, but not in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
No. I think it's nuts.
Road Wish also says ARM for desktops.
I mean, that's
No way. That's That's crazy talk.
Well, they have it for the
That's
laptops.
That's a thing. So
That's not desktop though. That's a laptop.
I know, but I could see it spreading.
I don't. It's never going to go anywhere.
I don't think it will spread to desktops because the whole point is the only reason to get an ARM laptop is because it lasts forever
Oh
and it's
shit!
power efficient.
Are you actually ready?
Hey, listen.
Man, that's 2 I know for sure I'm gonna have to eat next year.
Wait, what?
River2 says Apple will buy AMD.
No. I mean, you know, they would have done that before. They wanted the GPU side, I think.
That would be interesting. I
Right?
can see it. Apple has all the cash in the world.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but they would have done that move when Apple was cheaper, and it would have made sense. And then it also makes them an enemy of Nvidia. It's a weird world. I'm writing this down. I think Windows on ARM, the failure it'll last next year, then it'll be over. It will not be a success. Windows on ARM will be no. It'll be just no.
Nope.
And I don't think it'll happen.
More like hell no.
LOL. No.
Yeah, hell no. It's not going to happen. Apple's not going to go ARM. They may add some ARM chips into their own laptops to do some kind of special functions, but the vast majority of the hard work will be done on x86.
I'm just really surprised they're pushing that again.
What? The ARM on? Yeah, I don't. I think it's
Nobody
gonna go
liked
nowhere.
it. I mean, it was such a travesty. Like their own Surface laptops. They pushed it, they made a big deal out of it, and then they just straight up abandoned all those people who spent that much money on the stupid thing.
Yeah.
Like, that
You
was
can't even get the Windows updates anymore.
no. It was. I thought that was really uncool of them.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I wouldn't do it. But although I got to say, I think people are confused because they really think Windows 10. It's going to be Windows 10 desktop on ARM. Oh, you can do that, but I really think these are just Chromebook competitors. These will be $150, $200 Chromebook competitors.
Well, that's what I was actually
That's it.
wondering.
Tennis.
When I said desktop, I wasn't necessarily thinking of like full replacement, like competing with, like your Coffee Lake systems or whatever. But you know that there was Chrome boxes for a while.
Yeah.
So I kind of wonder if that's a space where you kind of see sort of a desktop application.
I just don't see it. I just see that Microsoft is concerned about Chromebooks and where Chromebooks have gone in education and kind of where Google could push Chromebooks, and I think it'll be mostly a laptop play. So it gives people options.
We should probably wrap it up. We're almost hitting
my gosh.
2 hours.
Yep.
Yes,
This might
we
be the
better
longest
get out.
episode ever.
Yeah.
People are probably just like, oh, please.
Just eat some paper.
Yeah. And I got to say, that marmalade. Oh,
No,
man. Orange marmalade. No.
I actually wonder how many of our European viewers like marmalade, 'cause I feel like that's more of a European thing
I have no
than
idea.
American.
All right.
No?
Let's
All right.
let's wrap it up. I need some real food.
yeah, we need some real food. I gotta go to the
Lunchtime.
bathroom now too. So.
Oh. Well, you might be there for a while.
Check back in early 2018, most likely post CES, for your fix of all the hot PC talk from CES on The Full Nerd. For audio listeners, subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. Send questions and comments to thefullnerd@pcworld.com. Thanks for coming. I'm Gordon Ung with Brad Charkis.
I predict stomach issues in my future.
I do too. Elena Yee,
Me as well. Bye, everybody.
who made no really bold
No,
predictions.
hey, so
last
my
year.
prediction
I
came
feel queasy
true.
already.
My prediction came true that she did not predict anything big. Just kidding.
And Adam Patrick Murray will take us out.
Happy holidays, everyone. See you in 2018.
And Merry Christmas.